absolutely delighted to be here at the Value Makers launch day today. So the agenda today is mainly to connect the applicants who came forward to be Value Makers. So Mark Orchard, who's the Senior Responsible Officer for Foundations for Sustained Improvement, which is one of the action areas in Future Focused Finance, and he's outlined his vision for Value Makers today from his personal perspective, and now the Value Makers are co-creating what that will actually mean tangibly and what they're going to do. You know, the power of having that energy together and commitment in the room was phenomenal.
Because actually what I really want to know is what your vision is for this. I want to co-create this with you. I've got my own thoughts and calls, but I want to co-create this with you. And obviously the only way we're going to make this a success is if actually we all get what we want from this. So it's not about me, it's about us.
The best part for me was to see that the Value Makers, obviously in the applications we've got 113 and we're very proud of them, but they come from all corners of England. They come from clinical family, our finance family, and from managers, and it's just so great to see them in the room connecting together.
Well, I'm just going to really use the next 20 or so minutes really just to get to know each other a little bit more. I think you've already started mixing up.
So Ross Power had them all lined up in terms of how many years they'd worked in the NHS, and that was incredible because we had people who'd literally just joined the NHS, and we had 4 people who's given over 30 years service to the NHS.
Okay, yeah, where are we going up here? How many years?
16.
16 for Mark, yeah, how much up here?
20.
20, so 20, round of applause, 2 decades. Yeah, and what have we got here? So,
That was 32.
32, that's it. Well, actually,
sorry, what dimension? I think it's 36.
36.
Well, it's just so great to be in a room where there's just so much energy and everyone just wanting to make a really positive difference. The speakers have been absolutely fantastic.
This morning we've listened to a speaker, Matt King, who is a patient who, following an accident at 17, has had NHS services throughout the rest of his life. And Matt talked to the Value Makers about his experiences, both good and not so good, and about how things could improve for patients.
I broke a neck at the age of 17, 9 months spent in hospital. My life turned upside down. I need to show you that the smallest things make the biggest difference. I'm going to take you on a journey. I'm going to take you on a journey of the past 27 years of my life, but concentrating on the past 10 years, which have seen me go through some of the darkest emotions possible to mankind, but also experience highs in life I didn't think possible. And I'll show you from my experiences as a patient, the good and the bad experiences I've had with the NHS and the doctors, nurses and care staff that looked after me.
The inspirational speech that he gave about where he's been and where he is now is just so amazing. It's just, if today was just him speaking, that would have just made the whole event.
The simple things he talked about, the smile, the connection, the communication, the listening, and actually seeing how things are from a patient's perspective, whether you are a nurse or an allied health professional or a finance director. You know, we're here in the NHS to serve patients like Matt.
Your support and your commitment to ensure that the people do have the resources available to them, which does have a direct impact on the quality of life of the patients and their ability to recover. So, you know, when you are doing your job, please remember that the decisions you make do have a direct impact on the lives of others.
Simple task, complete this poster, which basically says, looking forward 12 months, where do we want to get to as a first group of Value Makers? Reconvene in a year, where have we got to, what have we achieved tangibly, yeah, and what's the journey to get there? But also, this is not fantasy planning, it's about making it real. What can we realistically do? So be ambitious, but be realistic. Okay? So, here's a complex task. I'm going to ask you to mix up, so basically everyone move to another table, that's the best way to mix up.
One of the things that we thought we'd do to actually prove, and one of the objectives we've got, is develop cross-clinical non-finance and finance networks. So one of the more tangible things, have more patient-focused objectives. We want to celebrate success and bring a lot of positivity and life into finance in general.
So at the bottom we've got idle boats, and we said to start with it'll be one person, gradually sort of catching more people as you go through the process, hopefully clinicians as well as finance people. So we've got engagement at the bottom with a nice diamond ring. We need a target to aim for. The red squiggles are networking, so making sure that people can see that we're all talking to each other and engaging. Networking again, we've got a net coming out of our third boat there, and building bridges. So no silo working, it's generally everybody working together to get to a tangible brand and a tangible plan.
Shared vision and sharing best practice with other people, using social media such as Twitter.
The next couple of months we're seeing, the spreading of the message through Twitter, and then towards the vision at the end, with everybody all joined together towards a single kind of purpose of the NHS.
The next 25 minutes or so is to try and be as specific as possible. You're all going to go back to your day jobs, you're all going to go back to your organisations. On this poster, try and be as specific as possible. What are you going to be doing?
Practical way of doing that is have a map of value makers, which is already there, but adding to that have interest areas, so what each value maker is interested in, and building on that a sort of buddy system so each value maker can go to other value makers for support. We think that would be the best thing you could do for question 8.
We talked a lot about people's strengths and said that we recognise that everybody's actually got a very different strength. Some people have got very soft skills, whereas some people are very technical. And it was almost about buddying the two things together to make the best outputs.
Identify what resources were currently available so we can signpost them for staff and ourselves. We felt that setting value makers' objectives or smart, measurable, included in our current PDPs, so it's actually something that we are measured against clearly.
Getting together with other people across professions as well, we're not all finance people, and brainstorming ideas for, okay, how are we actually going to make this change, and what barriers do we have to overcome, and how are we going to do that? It's been really useful, and I feel really motivated to go and make those changes.
And I have no technical capabilities whatsoever. However, I've kind of managed to build quite a significant social media network, and probably one of the most important messages that I want to get across is actually it doesn't take any kind of technical know-how to kind of network and to communicate and to make connections within this space. What it takes is a passion for what you do, and a passion for sharing that, and a passion for making a difference. And I can certainly see that in the room, and kind of, although I arrived late this morning, I did arrive this morning, but it's been nice to kind of see that there's so much passion in this room for actually making a difference within the NHS.
We've spent a full day together, and we know they're on a journey, and this journey, we were talking about a year today, but we know it's going to be 5, 10 years, so we've got to start the journey. We've got to make some quick wins. It's not going to be easy. We need each other's support to get through the journey ahead.
I think really keep the passion that we've had today, keep the enthusiasm for what we're doing. Remember that you're actually not alone, because quite often you think you're the only one in your group, and actually we're not. There's lots of us around the country that wanting this to happen.
Everybody is focused on making a difference. It feels good, the vibe is good.
I understand it's going to be difficult to get us all together like this often, but just to stay connected, I think, to online and by email, so the specific links we've made as well with people in our area, and a group of 3 we had for people sort of with different experiences to us. So I think it'd be really great to just keep the energy from today going and stay connected with everyone.
Please feel free to tweet, whistle and communicate with us all, because we're all in this together, and together we can all support each other to make a big difference to the NHS community.